What's going on, everybody? Happy Monday. It is bracket week. We had a wild weekend, and it's just me and Gino today. Maddie's getting ready to spend about 10 days in Vegas with March Madness, and he's trying to get all his stuff together so that he'll be back starting tomorrow. Saturday, we had a good day. It was funny. We were talking about for the show. I would have been 2-0 if the game would have started the show if the game would have started on time. My one loser on Saturday I gave out was Grambling. Unfortunately, I gave it on the show. I won the rest of my picks that day, so I went 1-1. Gino 2-0 on the show again. So again, the free picks on the show.
But I hate to say it, you've been better than me all month with DD. I would rather be shitty on the show
right.
than good with DD. I've been winning on the show, losing our members' money.
Well, we'll get it going here. This is a great time to turn it around. We're overall the last month we're crushing college basketball. We're up over 30 units, you and I combined. We're kind of seeing the matrix here. So we're going to kick a couple plays here real quick, and then we're going to go over some bracket stuff for everybody. So let's go. We got we'll let Gino start with his dog of the day.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. When I see big numbers like that, I get afraid. But yeah, I like the Canadiens here on value. I have this EV positive, anything at 210 or above. So you give me 230, it's 20% above. That's all I need. I just want anyone out there understanding when you're plus 230 and only, EV positive by 20%, it means most likely they lose this game tonight. So right. I just want you all to understand that. I'm betting this knowing they most likely lose this game because I have it as if they play 100 times. They'll cover enough to justify the plus 230. So I hope that's helpful for anyone newer to betting. I'm only going to go a half unit because of that reason. So I end this show positive as long as Utah plus 7.5 covers. Trev was giving me shit before. He's like, are you going money line on Utah? I really want to because my last dog at 7.5 won outright last week.
Yep.
But I'm not going to lie to you. I won't personally have money on it. I will be very happy if Utah money line wins outright. I just like the 7.5. I don't like Miami to run teams up. They're just not that kind of team to me. So Utah 7.5 full unit, Canadiens plus plus 230 for a half unit.
Yeah, that's Utah's a different team now with Kessler at center. They've really shored up that rim defense. They're playing a lot better. This, tough match, but that's why they're getting, 7.5 tonight. And I like them quite a bit. I'm a degenerate. I'm probably gonna have to sprinkle like a quarter unit on the money line because if it hits twice in a row, we don't have it. I'll be pissed at myself.
I'm with you, dude.
Right, just a little quarter unit on principle. We're gonna go 2 today. We're gonna give one college basketball here to kick off. I like Howard. That's just so many points. They're getting 21.5 points. Howard's been printing us money the last month. They got really hot. Kansas is gonna win the game. Unless we have one of those crazy, wild upsets. But I like Howard to cover here. This line's going to get bought down. This is going to close probably 19 by the time the game kicks off would be my guess. We've already seen a little movement on it. And so it's something we definitely want to take advantage of. And then I'm going to share here. One of the things we're doing is we're partnering with Odds Jam. And so this morning I was doing some shopping. And I'm going to show you guys their EV tool here. And so we were on Kelly Olynyk. So this, when we gave it out this morning for our members, it was plus 120 on DK. You can see it's already minus 105. So ton of value for our members this morning already. I still like it at 105. It's still good odds. If you go to FanDuel or a few other books, you can, get plus 105, still get some plus money on it. But this is moving. And when Caesars goes positive, that's who you really want to look at when you guys are trying to figure out what a real line should be for props. Look at Caesars. They're taking the most action. They're taking the big action. They can handle it. They're not points bet where they limit you if you win 3 bets, right? Caesars is going to handle the big action, but our members this morning got that. And I still give them out because I still like it. We just got a little more value on it early. So, but this is one cool thing you can see as you go through, right? As you can go through and price shop. We also found a couple other props for our members we gave out early. I'm going to save those for them. I kind of saved the couple good ones that I really like. We have a unit and a half play today that we caught, and we were using OddsJam with it, and we caught it, and it gave us a a pretty cool one there.
I love it. And then
right.
While you're sharing your screen, if you don't mind, let's look at these regions. Yep. And I'm going to put you. I want to see you pick a region. I'm picking a region.
Okay.
And I think if people are too hyped on this West. I'm not bullish on them. I see the big names in there, but those are big names from past years. I'm not. So I want to know if you had to pick where the champion of the March Madness is coming out of. What region you going with?
All right, so I'm going up. I'm going to the Midwest. I think the West kind of cannibalizes itself a little bit. I think there's going to be some really tough, exhausting games. I don't love who's there, and I like that these guys are all going to be underlooked. Houston's going to be underlooked. Indiana, if they get hot, can cover. Iowa State is sneaky to, Elite Eight. They got to shut down defense. Xavier, right? It's been printing for you, right? Yeah. We've been riding that Xavier train. And I like Texas. I think Texas comes out again, if they're making their baskets. I like where this can come from. I'm kind of big on Texas here. And then my dog that I like to go Sweet 16 is actually out of this bracket. Drake taking down your Miami boys. I've never forgiven them for blowing that 22-point lead, right, to Florida State. Miami lost to Florida State.
I mean, they were up 30 at half, I feel like.
Yeah, and we lost that game. That was still it was unbelievable. So I like the Midwest. Who do you got?
I'm going to jump all the way down to the bottom left. And I believe it's the East, right?
Yep,
there it is. So Purdue has a 1 seed. I get it. They've come up and down. They've been disappointing recent, but I still think they're there. Memphis, to me, has been exciting as of late. I got hosed on them beating Houston. Then Duke's heating up at the right time. I'm still actually bigger on Tennessee than Duke. So you give me that Elite Eight, that Sweet 16 of Purdue, Tennessee right there. Then you give me UK or Providence. I think Providence is getting slept on. I do think UK goes past them, but then I really like this Marquette team, man. And if you tell me the Elite Eight is Marquette versus Purdue or Duke or Tennessee sneaks in there, I still feel very good about any of those teams to make it Final Four championship. So this is one of those, like, not long shot bets, but one of those fun bets that because I like having a dog in the fight. I usually bet what region's going to win. And depending, if you don't take the favorite, which I believe the West will be the favorite, I actually think you and I went 3 and 4 in terms of like the odds. You can sometimes get 2 or 3x. And what's it guarantee you? It guarantees you 2 to 3x on a Final Four game that, depending how it shakes out, your boys can be favored on, or at the very least, they're not 2 to 3x underdogs in that game. So I like it. I've been doing this bet for a long time. You cheer against the high seeds in all the other brackets, and you cheer for your good teams in your bracket. It's not an EV positive play. I'll be the first to admit it. It's more of an entertainment play, and it also gets me to skip betting games that I don't necessarily have a strong lean on, and I'm just cheering for my bracket.
I like that advantage of it. So that's one other thing I want to show you. So I was talking to somebody in the industry this morning that's newer to Bet Openly, and so I want to share, like, for you guys that, one of the guys messaged me today and was like, "Hey, are you guys," one of our members, like, "Hey, you're going to be putting out parlays?" I'm like, "Yeah, like it's not the tournament for me if I don't parlay." So 100%. Right. So we can go over here. So here's the thing. See where it says create bet? You can create bets. You can create parlays, right? So you can go in, and if you like your teams, you can just host. You can say, "Hey, I like a 3-teamer." Right. We know these degenerate. I'll do 4 because I know these degenerates are going to do 4. So, but right. Like, we got action tomorrow. We got those play-in games, right? And you can set it up and you can pick, you can adjust it, what you want to set it at. And you can host it. And so if you got dogs that you like, if you got some upsets that you like, you can go on Bet Openly, open them up, and you can create your own bet, and you can even create them as a parlay.
Thank you for that. And the one thing I'd say too, and everything Trev just showed you is right. Just make sure the green button is for you to create the parlay and the white button's for you to host. So I just want to make sure that no one gets confused on the, if you X out of this, Trev, real quick. Just that white button. And if you do offer parlay, That's if he did a 3-team, 4-team, whatever. You do the same thing. You select all the teams you want, and it will give you the host inverse at NCAA. So, yeah, man, I'm excited, dude. We had someone contact us this weekend and say, hey, can we put in $200,000 as an LLC? We want to start market making. And I was like, yeah. And they're like, oh, would you let me move the lines 1% in our favor? I said, no, fuck that. God,
Right.
no. I don't need you ruining the market. They didn't understand why. We're not that desperate, dude. I don't need you stealing 1% from all my users. So it's not that I'm some, on a white horse valiant, but sincerely, there's people that make deals like that to screw this industry up and milk us all dry. And we're not going to do that. So I hope they still put the $200,000 on there, but I'm not giving them a 1% edge over everyone else. Like, fuck that.
Well, if you look at that's something, I mean, that's actually a great example. And I'll share this here again. Look at, I'm going to show Odds Jam again real quick. So talking about how they take that edge. So, right. So we got Prize Picks right here. So as we start going through anything there's an edge on, look, Prize Picks will, so that Kelly prop we have is at 5.5 on all the books. They take it to 5, right? Tyler Hero, 5.5 rebounds. They take it to 5, right? They'll start doing that all day long, right? So where Gino's talking about where these guys are taking advantage of you, and that's more than 1%, right? That's a hook, right? That's a lot more. So if you're watching, we're kind of showing how to do that, but that's something you want to, we definitely want to be aware of, that why I'm such a proponent of Bet Openly. I mean, that's actually how Gino I met, is I found Bet Openly. Yeah. And then he's a Niner homer and I'm a Niner homer. So we were just, our paths were crossing on Twitter. So,
and who did we pick up today? We'll end on that high note.
Yeah. I mean, if you guys haven't been watching, we picked up Javon Hargrave. I wish Maddie was here so he could watch his Philadelphia tears cry as he lost one of his guys. But think about that, who the Niners are rushing at you. We're not gonna have to blitz now. We don't have to blitz. We got Bosa, Armstead, Hargrave, and Kinlaw coming at you. I made a joke on Twitter that Kyler's rehab for his knee is gonna take a little longer now.
Oh, I mean, and honestly, dude, we put those 4 people up there. We control the line, and then we draft secondary. But we'll go on for hours. We'll cut it off. Yeah. I love it. I'm pumped. It made my day.
Yeah, me too. So cool. All right. Well, it's gonna be a big week. We're gonna get a longer show, and we'll get into we're gonna do a bracket show for everybody once we get Maddie back, and then we'll get that out to you guys this week too. But we like to keep these short and sweet, and everybody have a good week.
Later.